This evening, President Granger reshuffles his cabinet. Cousins shot and killed after cockfight gamble. Little Jagdish Singh is the first of 21 babies born on New Year's Day. Warning issued as weather conditions are likely to worsen. In the region, leaders of Trinidad and Tobago gear up for a new and better year. And internationally, Colonel William Brooks speaks to CNN's Wolf Blitzer from a sit-in protest at the mobile office of Senator Jeff Sessions about his nomination as Attorney General.
From Safe TV headquarters in South Ramvelt Gardens, this is Safe TV Headline News with Rihanna Ahmed.
Headline News is now being streamed live on our YouTube channel, as well as our website, safetvguyana.com. Join us. We begin our very first newscast for the year 2017 by telling you that Dr. George Norton has been removed from his post as Public Health Minister. In yet another cabinet reshuffle, Amna Ali will now become Minister of Social Protection, while Dr. Norton will take her place at the helm of the Social Cohesion Ministry. Andrew Weeks reports that President David Granger says that he finds it necessary to make the adjustments to ensure that the public service that is provided by the cabinet is of a high standard.
In a video released by the Ministry of the Presidency, President Granger confirmed that he has taken a decision to shift 3 of his cabinet ministers to new ministries. He explains why.
So it's my responsibility as head of government to continuously assess the ability of the cabinet to fulfill its functions, and this is a normal activity. So at the beginning of 2017, I found it necessary to look at the way the Ministry of Public Health, the Ministry of Social Protection, and Ministry of Social Cohesion were performing, and I made some adjustments.
Mr. Granger laments that it is not a cabinet reshuffle, but a shift to ensure the quality of service are met to the people of Guyana. He explained why Minister Norton was shifted out from the Ministry of Health.
In this regard, I invited Minister George Norton, and we have been working together for the last 5 years. In the 10th Parliament, he was the Shadow Minister of Health, Public Health, and when we went into government in the 11th Parliament, he was Minister of Public Health again. So I was quite happy. But as you know, during 2016, there was some criticisms, and I felt the criticism were detracting from the performance of the cabinet as a whole. And as a result, I thought it was prudent and timely to make the changes at the beginning of 2017. So the main changes are that Minister George Norton will go to Social Cohesion, Minister Walter Lawrence will leave Social Protection and go to Public Health, and Minister Amna Ali will go to the Ministry of Social Protection.
The head of state feels replacing Dr. Norton to the Ministry of Social Cohesion is a positive one.
As you know, some criticisms have been made about the quality of national unity and social cohesion in Guyana. Dr. Norton first joined our partnership as the leader of the Guyanese Organization of Indigenous People, GOIP, and he has broad knowledge, deep knowledge, I would say, of the hinterland. So when we look at social cohesion, we're not just speaking about Africans, Indians, we're not speaking about the ethnic problem or the religious problem. We also have to look at the spatial dimension, and I felt that he had an advantage in his knowledge of the hinterland, because our administration has always spoken about closing the gap between coastland and hinterland. I believe he's ideally suited to that. In the run-up to local government elections and future developments, I feel that his contribution will be critical to helping to bring about social cohesion. I was very happy that he agreed to serve there, and we are very happy to retain him as a member of the cabinet. So equally, I would say former Minister of Social Protection, Walter Lawrence, has brought certain managerial skills to the Ministry of Public Health. Largely, it's a management problem in terms of materials and human resources and the delivery of services to the various regions of Guyana. and I believe she will be ideally suited to that ministry.
There are reports that the government is also expected to shuffle around a number of permanent secretaries. The president's decision came 3 months after he indicated that he had no plans to shuffle members of the cabinet. In January 2016, he also shifted a few members of his cabinet by moving Simona Brooms as Minister within the Ministry of Social Protection to Minister within the Ministry of Natural Resources. Raphael Trotman was moved to head the Ministry of Natural Resources from his previous job as Minister of Governance. Minister Keith Scott was also moved from serving as Minister within the Ministry of Communities with responsibility for housing. He became the Minister within the Ministry of Social Protection. Valerie Patterson came up from being a Member of Parliament to serve as the head of the Housing Department as the Minister within the Ministry of Communities. Then, late in 2016, Minister Kathy Hughes was shifted to the Ministry of Public Telecommunication from the Ministry of Tourism. President Granger added that all 3 ministers are very experienced members of the National Assembly, and he hopes that the people of Ghana will understand that the move is a positive and not a negative one. He said he believes that the delivery of public service will improve as a result of the move. As for Minister Amna Hali, Granger says,
Minister Amna Hali is a very steady person. She's the Chief Whip, very reliable. In the 10th Parliament, she worked with me. And I believe that in terms of her knowledge, coming from Region 5, coming from the rural areas, she has a good knowledge of the needs of the ordinary people in the urban areas, in the rural areas. So I believe that in terms of social protection, she'll be able to bring skills in terms of her ability to interact with people, her knowledge of the problems affecting poor people. And I'm very confident that she'll complement or she'll add to the work, supplement the work that has been done before by Minister Walter Lawrence.
Andrew Weeks reporting for Channel 2 Headline News.
Much thanks, Andrew. On New Year's Day, 2 cousins were shot dead moments after leaving a Gamecock gambling location at Friendship on the east bank of Demerara. Dead are David Fix-Up Singh, a chicken vendor at Border Market, and his younger cousin, 23-year-old Hasruddin Hussain of Little Bayabu Mahaika Creek, on the east coast of Demerara. Singh died on the spot while Hussain was pronounced dead at the Georgetown Public Hospital shortly after. He was a cattle farmer, butcher, and a final-year pharmacy student at the University of Guyana. Police are treating the shooting as a hit since the victims were found with all their valuables intact. Headline News understands that the men were walking out of the area when 2 masked men ambushed and shot them before escaping. The police have 2 suspects in custody. Headline News will keep you updated as the story develops. The Ministry of Agriculture's National Weather Watch Hydrometeorological Service has issued a bulletin warning that weather conditions are likely to worsen across Guyana in the coming days, as several areas within the city are already flooded. Andrew Weeks reports that City Mayor Patricia Chase Green says her engineers are doing everything possible to ensure water recedes quickly.
This morning, many awakened to flood waters in their houses, yards, and businesses. As you can see in this video, several areas in the city are flooded. City engineers can be seen checking cokers to ensure they are functioning properly. The Border Green area was in a terrible state. Vendors spoke of their losses.
How is flood treating it right now? Rough. No business in the market. All business out on the road. See how the rain get the market. This will be the situation when the rain fall. Plenty like how it fall today. But normally, once the tide go down, it can drop off and it can get better. But for now, this will be the situation. We can't sell, we can get to sell, but we got to pay the style rent. Make it worse when the rain fall and the water gets inside and damage it goes. Then the customer still come and collect the money. Every day you got to pay $200. I don't know why you got to pay $200 for $300. You got to pay every day, plus you pay a style rent. I don't know really going on. The government need to make some adjustment with this market. This market need for recap. It needs for look after properly so the customer could go in and out, because that's the problem we facing. The market is not properly, so that people when they want to come in the market and they watch from the outside how they in here they don't come in. So the people them that are on the road now, them is the one that getting the sales. And we struggling here. We still got to find we style rent. We still got to pay the daily fee. Although we suffering the same thing. But this market definitely need for look after.
But City Mayor Patricia Chase Green says as long as the tide drops, the coca will open and the floodwaters will go down.
The council are going to do our best. What is controlled by God, we have to wait until God's time to turn off the weather. And so we are still appealing to every citizen to do what is their civic duty under the law to clean their immediate space. All our cocas, according to the report that I've given to by the city engineer, are functioning. Persons are placed there to ensure the cocas open and close on the direct time. Our sluices are working. We are preparing a report. You know, we are in a new year, and according to our budget, what is to be done in the first quarter, we'll try to work according to our 2017 budget to do the necessary drainage for our first quarter.
According to the National Weather Watch Center Hydrometeorological Service, rainfall is expected to be between 40 millimeters and 80 millimeters on Wednesday and Friday, and in excess of 100 millimeters on Thursday. The period of normal high tide is expected from Wednesday through to Friday. All regions are likely to experience cloudy to overcast skies. The highest rainfall is expected to occur over regions 2 and 5. Regions 1 to 6 can expect these conditions coupled with mostly light to moderate conditions in rain showers with downpours which may become heavy at times. Rainfall is expected to be less intense over all other locations. The ministry said some low-lying and riverine areas may experience prolonged water accumulation, especially where there is poor drainage. But City Mayor Chase Green persists that
that's something that's unavoidable by us. The high tide is not under our control. We will continue to do our maintenance work in our alleyways, drains, and so what I appeal to citizens is that the intermediate interlocking drains in your area that are your responsibility, we are appealing to you to make sure you clear them. And so it will aid. I'm also putting out an alert for, because of the rainy season, you're seeing the increase in flies, you'll see mosquitoes, and so diarrheal diseases. So be cautious, make sure you wash your hands as often as possible. Take all the necessary precautions to prevent any outbreak and so.
Andrew Weeks reporting for Channel 2 Headline News.
Coming up on Headline News after the break, GT&T to lower the cost of its residential internet services, and 21 beautiful babies delivered on New Year's Day.
Fly always. Always something new.
Sometimes there's just too much information to keep up with when you're pregnant. What you should and should not eat, what kind of exercise is right for you, how to handle mood changes, even how to determine when it's time for delivery.
Don't let your pregnancy be a burden. Watch The Baby Story on Safe TV Channel 2 every weekday from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. Now you can know all you need to know from conception to delivery when you watch The Baby Story on Safe TV Channel 2.
Wayne Pressure Pumps out of the U.S. is the ideal solution for your water woes. At Sylvie's Variety Store, we bring you the top line of automatic pressure tank pumps ideal for building offices and residential homes. Just turn on the faucet and pressure at your fingertips. The Wayne collection includes pool pumps, well pumps, and utility submersible pumps. Parts and accessories available. Sylvie's Variety Store, bringing you the quality you deserve every time.
Seems like people will try just about anything to lose weight these days. But nothing works better than proper dieting and exercise. So if you're guilty of eating the wrong foods, not finding time to exercise, or can't afford a gym, join Safe TV Channel 2 for Body and Spirit. Aerobics workout with Dick Nunez.
Hello, I'm Dick Nunez. Welcome to Body and Spirit Aerobics.
Weekday mornings from 7 a.m. to 7:30 a.m. Don't hesitate. Act now, because your greatest wealth is your health.
This place is really hot. What's wrong with your AC?
It's not working.
Well, we wouldn't be able to continue this meeting anymore because this place is extremely hot.
Wait, please don't go.
Here's a company you can call to get your AC fixed. Action Cool.
Honey, what's for dinner? I had a hard day.
I'm sorry you had a hard day, but guess what, babes? I didn't cook today because the stove is not working.
Having trouble at home or at the office? Then call the professionals at Action Cool. Our fully trained technical team have the skills and experience in repairs of all air-conditioned units, refrigerators, gas stoves, washing machines, and a whole lot more. For further information, visit us at 86 Hill and Princess Street, Mandela Avenue, Georgetown, or call us on telephone number 225-7867.
We tell you now that the People's Progressive Party Civic has followed the President's order to vacate the Red House on or before New Year's Day. Today, our cameras visited the location and found police officers and fire officials in and around the compound. This newscast understands that the officials of the fire service were called in to inspect the premises so as to ensure that nothing hazardous is left behind. The main opposition has been quite defensive, previously refusing to leave the Red House, maintaining that the then government's action to lease the building for its party agenda was legal.
They wanted Mr. Bonham Zombie, Mr. Hoyce Zombie, and all the other ex-presidents to be roaming free and wild in Red House. And, you know, in the same way that you have the clash of titans, you'll have the clash of the spirits.
Cultural advisor to the Minister of Education, Ruel Johnson, is on the other end quoting actual laws that indicate that the PPP Civic had broken the law. Johnson explained that according to Section 15 of the National Trust Act, once publicized, gazetted, and declared a national monument, that monument, without further assurance, becomes the property of and vests in the National Trust. Additionally, the Act states that the approval for transfer, mortgage, or lease must come from a Minister of Government. He further clarified that what this means is that no lease of any gazetted national monument can be valid without the explicit involvement of the National Trust as lessor. Meanwhile, a more than $3 billion budget for City Hall is expected to be tabled at the next Statutory Council meeting next week. Senior reporter Andrew Weeks reports that drainage and infrastructure are the main focus.
City Hall may be revitalizing local communities in the context of a green economy, as the city budget will go for full council approval next week. But City Mayor Patricia Chase Green is serious, pointing out that city workers will have to pull their weight or go home.
And as I said at the last statutory meeting, that there are 3 key departments in this council, and if the staff of those 3 key departments can't pull their socks up, they'll have to go home. We're not going to encourage a plan going into the engineers department and taking 2 years before it leaves the engineer department to go anywhere else. Or it sits on a desk idly for 3 months or 4 months, and the owner, the applicant, has to come repeatedly to ask you what's happening with that plan. There must be a standard operational procedure where a plan should not take more than 3 months to be completed.
Mayor Chase Green said too that the Treasurer's Department must come up to speed or staff there will hit the road.
The Treasurer's Department, nobody should come in here to pay taxes and you at the cashier register says to them, oh, I'm sorry, but I'm at lunch, you have to come back at 1 o'clock. Those things will not be tolerated. The city constabulary, there have often been complaints of the constables not performing the duties and they're accepting gifts from people. As long as we have the evidence, those persons will go home. They have to have a stop to the lawlessness that is going on. People has become, over the years, disrespectful to this council. And as I said, in 2017, there must be drastic changes in the city council. This is the only city in Georgetown, and we have to shine as a city. Persons may be annoyed with the administration and the council for taking those drastic moves, but unless drastic medicine is not given, there will not be drastic changes.
The $3.6 billion city budget may still not be enough, knowing the huge rates and taxes outstanding, $18 billion to be exact. When asked how the projected income will work in this matter, Chase Green said,
Well, with everything that's coming in, we're hoping. Because remember, budget is just a budget based on your expectations. Over the years, our budget and our income has not been able to meet the budget. We're hoping with the new revenues, parking meter, container fees, registration of all those agencies that were not registered before will have to comply with the town clerk paying the registration fees, and so we expect that we will be able to manage the city.
Andrew Weeks reporting for Channel 2 Headline News.
Thank you, Andrew. Local telecommunications company GTT has announced that effective January 1, 2017, it is offering, quote, significant reductions, end quote, in the cost of the company's residential internet service rates for the gold and silver customers. In a statement on January 3, the company said that customers who opt for the gold internet service will see a reduction of 36%, that's to $9,599, the previous monthly charge being $10,000. Additionally, customers using the silver plan will see their rate go down by 16%, that's to $8,399. According to the company, this is part of GTT's commitment to continuing to offer its internet service customers significantly more value on its plans, even as the company focuses on pushing faster and more reliable broadband services into homes and businesses. The gold and silver plans enable users to stream, surf, download faster at speeds of up to about 10 megabits per second. However, customers who opt for the bronze service will really find themselves in the third place. That service has now jumped from $5,000 per month to $5,999 per month. The company has offered a guarantee that the prices will remain unchanged when the new value-added tax system comes into effect. On a lighter, brighter side of the news, you should know that the first New Year's Day baby was delivered at exactly 12:29 hours on Sunday at the Georgetown Public Hospital Corporation to first-time mother, 24-year-old Hemwanti Singh.
I feel very happy having this baby, and it's a boy.
Already the apple of her eyes, the Belmont Mahika East Coast Demerara woman plans to name her bundle of joy Jagdish. The young woman told reporters gathered at her bedside that going into labor was quite difficult and unimaginably painful, but one glance at her son's face made it all worth it. So much so that the woman has already made plans with her husband to have another child, but she plans to wait a few more years. Little Jagdish was among 21 babies, being 12 girls and 9 boys, born on New Year's Day at the largest public health institution in the country. Still ahead, our regional and international news.
Fly always. Always something new.
Sometimes there's just too much information to keep up with when you're pregnant. What you should and should not eat, what kind of exercise is right for you, how to handle mood changes, even how to determine when it's time for delivery.
Don't let your pregnancy be a burden. Watch The Baby Story on Safe TV Channel 2 every weekday from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. Now you can know all you need to know from conception to delivery when you watch The Baby Story on Safe TV Channel 2. Seems like people will try just about anything to lose weight these days. But nothing works better than proper dieting and exercise. So if you're guilty of eating the wrong foods, not finding time to exercise, or can't afford a gym, join Safe TV Channel 2 for Body and Spirit. Aerobics workout with Dick Nunez.
Hello, I'm Dick Nunez. Welcome to Body and Spirit Aerobics.
Weekday mornings from 7 a.m. to 7:30 a.m. Don't hesitate. Act now, because your greatest wealth is your health.
This place is really hot. What's wrong with your AC?
It's not working.
Well, we wouldn't be able to continue this meeting anymore because this place is extremely hot.
Wait, please don't go.
Here's a company you can call to get your AC fixed. Action Cool.
Honey, what's dinner? I had a hard day.
I'm sorry you had a hard day, but guess what, babes? I didn't cook today because the stove is not working.
Having trouble at home or at the office? Then call the professionals at Action Cool. Our fully trained technical team have the skills and experience in repairs of all air-conditioned units, refrigerators, gas stoves, washing machines, and a whole lot more. For further information, visit us at 86 Hill and Princess Street, Mandela Avenue, Georgetown, or call us on telephone number 225-7867.
In news from the region now. In Trinidad and Tobago, members of the cabinet were locked in talks about plans for 2017. The meeting took place at the Diplomatic Center in St. Anne's. CNews will give us the details.
The 2 days of meeting will see non-cabinet members of government and all permanent secretaries sharing their views upon conclusion of the day's activities. The media will be invited to a briefing with Prime Minister Dr. Keith Rowley, and you can stay with CNews throughout the day for all the updates. And our reporter Janine Brown is at the Diplomatic Center. Janine, what can you tell us?
So I'm outside the Diplomatic Center here in St. Anne's, where government is expected to be conducting their two-day cabinet retreat to be held both today and tomorrow. Now, it's the second retreat of this nature under the Dr. Rowley-led administration. Of course, the first one was held in February of last year in Tobago, so it's just about 1 year later that we're having the meeting today. And we do expect that the conversation will focus strongly on the economic situation that Trinidad and Tobago currently faces. Of course, this has been a topic that the government has been discussing since they entered office in 2015. So we expect to find out how they intend to pave the way forward in the new year 2017. We've been here since about 8:30 this morning, and we haven't spotted any government ministers as yet, but we have seen members of the Trinidad and Tobago Police Service, as well as Army personnel and ministry vehicles, both entering and leaving the premises. The Prime Minister is expected to address the media at the end of today's proceedings. We're not sure what time that will be, but you can of course tune in to see where we will have up-to-date stories on this meeting throughout today. I am Janine Brown reporting for CNews, and we continue to wait here at the Diplomatic Center in St. Anne's.
And internationally, NAACP President Colonel William Brooks speaks to CNN's Wolf Blitzer from a sit-in protest at the mobile office of Senator Jeff Sessions about his nomination as Attorney General. Here's more.
So, Cornell, let me start with you. Tell us the reason for this protest. Why are you doing this?
We are here in the office of Senator Jeff Sessions, sitting and occupying his office to the point of arrest because we are asking the senator to withdraw his name for consideration as Attorney General, or for the President-elect Donald Trump to withdraw the nomination. The reason being is that in the midst of rampant voter suppression, this nominee has failed to acknowledge the reality of voter suppression while pretending to believe in the myth of voter fraud. And we need at the helm of the Department of Justice somebody who acknowledges the reality of voter suppression, someone who is going to stand at the side of people who need the defense of the Attorney General, and the Justice Department that works for everyone. And so I'm standing here with the President of the Alabama State Conference of the NAACP, members of the state conference and the branch who are sitting in, literally, in the office of a son of someone. Jeff Sessions was born in the birthplace of the Voting Rights Act. And he, of all people, does not acknowledge the reality of voter suppression, has not demonstrated commitment to enforcing the Voting Rights Act, and in the wake of the weakening of the Voting Rights Act, he said it was a good thing. Now, the NAACP, in the course of 10 months, has had 10 victories against voter suppression. We do not need an attorney general who's going to be a member of the do-nothing committee. We need somebody who's going to enforce the law. Now, can you imagine Senator Sessions as attorney general going to a Ferguson in the manner of Eric Holder? Can you imagine him dispatching federal officials across the country to ensure the integrity of our elections? So we're simply saying that either arrest us or withdraw your name.
And that's Channel 2 Headline News for this Tuesday evening. As we take our leave, we invite you to find Channel 2 Headline News on Facebook, YouTube, and safetvghana.com. You can also tune in at 6:30 tomorrow morning for a rebroadcast, and Wednesday evening, at 7 o'clock for more news. For now, I'm Rihanna Ahmad, signing off from this newscast.